Good evening. Today is September 16th, 2014. I welcome you all once again to our online session. So, as we said yesterday, we'll be dealing with the international institutions today. Of course, very larger topics here. For today, what we'll do is that I'll give you the introduction with respect to the international institutions, and we'll start one organization, and whenever the time permits, whenever that organization is there in the news, so we'll try to have a detailed discussion. But kindly remember, whatever I am going to talk to you now regarding the international institutions, this is the most important class with respect to any international organization. It is because without understanding certain fundamentals in these international institutions, understanding the whole concept of any international organization is really a difficult task. Kindly follow the class very carefully. So these are the fundamentals I am talking to you, and after this we'll be starting the United Nations organization. Of course, time may not be sufficient for completing UNO today because it's a very large one, and if the situation demands, we'll extend the class for tomorrow and we'll complete it. Now, so the whole topic directly will talk about the international institutions today. What do you mean by international organizations? Sir, kindly remember here, first one, I am using the word organization. Simplest word, I am using this organization. Since the beginning, you might have heard this word so many times. But whenever I am using the word organization, my ideas are very clear. Organization is nothing but the group of people. When group of people will come together, then only it will become an organization. And whenever group of people will come together, that group should have a purpose. Purpose in the sense, they need to have a goal, they need to have an objective. Without objective, there is no organization. Otherwise, there is no point that some people will be coming together. Let me tell you one example, live example, what we are doing it. Today, you and me, we are all together. Hence, this is called an organization, or it is also called an association. Today, we have associated together because we have an objective. You are writing the competitive examinations, and here on this particular platform, we are sharing the information so that will be helpful to you in writing the competitive examination in a better manner. That is the reason why every day 9 o'clock we are meeting and we are sharing so many things with each other. Meaning, because there is a purpose, we are together, and that purpose is common purpose. If there is no purpose, we don't come together, and there is no point in having the organization. That's the reason why if only I am sitting here, that is not an organization, and you are all there with me. That's the reason why group of members coming together will form an organization. But whenever I use the word group, how many members should be there in the group? In every organization, take it for granted, there should be at least 2 members. There should be at least 2 members minimum, and maximum there is no limitation. Maximum there is no limitation, and minimum should be 2 members. That is the reason in single organization, I may have 2 members, 3 members, 1,000 members, 1 lakh members, or 1 crore members. There is no limitation with respect to the maximum number. But if anybody becomes a member in any organization, he is expected to follow the objectives that are created by the organization. His individual ideas will be separate, but when it is a part of the organization, he is expected to follow the objectives of this organization. Then only the organization will continue, then only the organization will survive, and it will try to achieve its goals. Hope I am clear. That's the reason why organization is the group of people where the minimum number is 2 and there is no maximum limitation. For example, look at this. Our family is an organization. In our family, we have our parents, we are there, and our brothers and sisters are there, other family members are there. Because there are more than two members, this is considered to be minimum two members are there, that is considered to be an organization. And in a family, we have a common goal and we all work towards the prosperity of the entire family. That is the reason why one example is the so-called the family. Similarly, see here, we are sitting together here. So this is nothing but an organization. Minimum two members are there, maximum there is no limitation. And we are here sitting together and working for a purpose. Hence, this is called an organization. Similarly, look at any political organization. For example, look at the Congress party, there is BJP party, Samajwadi party, hundreds of political parties are there present in India. If you look at a political party, BJP is not a single member party, crores of members are present in the BJP party. Hence, BJP is considered to be an organization. In Congress party, crores of members are there, hence Congress party is also an organization. When there is an organization, during the elections or otherwise, they are expected to have the common goal. Common goal is nothing but winning as many seats as possible and coming to the power to serve the people. That is the basic objective. Hope you are following all my points. These fundamental points are very, very important in order to understand certain things. That is the reason why I told you what is the meaning of an organization. But we are talking something about the international institutions or international organizations. Meaning, instead of using the word organization, I can also use the word institution. Meaning is the same. Instead of using the word institution, I can also use the word association. Instead of using the word association, I can also use the word group. Meaning, there is a variation in the nomenclature, but the structure and the functions are same. Without a group, it will not be called as an organization or an institution or an association or a group. But whatever the terminology I am using it here, that group should have the common objective. If it is at the local level, we are talking in terms of the people who are becoming the members. Similarly, at the international level, if I am using the word international organization, group of members will be coming together. Group of members will be coming together. At the local level, if I am using the word member, I am talking about a single person. But at the international level, in international organization, if I am using the word a member, I am talking about a country. I am talking about a nation. Hope you are getting it. For example, look at this. The very, very, very famous international organization is United Nations Organization. That is an organization because there are minimum two members, meaning minimum two countries are there. But today, if you look at this United Nations Organization, 193 members are there. 193 members means 193 countries are the members in the UNO. This is the largest organization in the world. Very, 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 very important. Meaning, so many countries have come together to form an organization, to form into a group, and that group will have the common objective. The common objective is nothing but whatever may be the country which is a part of this UNO should work towards the establishment and maintenance of peace in the world. Hope you got it now. I am using the word international organization. Again, in the international organization, I have few members. Member is nothing but a nation. Like this in UNO, I have 193 members today. Clear? Right? What do you mean by this 193? When I use the word this 193, generally will say The strength of United Nations organization is 193, meaning strength is nothing but number of members in that particular organization. Today the strength is 193, means 193 countries are the members. And whatever may be the member, whoever may be the member, they have the common objective. They should work towards the establishment of the peace. Is it compulsory for every country to become a part of this United Nations organization? Need not be. You cannot force any country. You cannot force any country to become a member in any organization. That is completely independent. All the countries are independent countries, and the independent country, they can take a decision and they can become the part of the international organization. That's the reason no force, voluntarily. If a country wants to become a member, that country is most welcome. But before giving the membership here, it should be discussed in the concerned organization. When majority of the members are accepting, then only the concerned nation will be given a membership. Whenever you are giving the membership here, is it a permanent membership? Definitely not. Once a country will become a member in any international organization, it will be continued as a member in that organization as long as you are following the objectives of the international organization. Because of any reason, if any country violates the rules of the organization, then the country will be suspended of the membership from that organization. Or if any country wants to withdraw its membership, the country can withdraw the membership. Nothing is binding. Hope you are following this. That is the reason, kindly remember, the strength of an organization is dynamic in nature. It is not static. Example, look at this. Today I am saying in UNO I have 193 countries. 193 countries are the members. Tomorrow this 193 may become 194, 195 and 196, or 193 may become 192 and 191. That all depends on the situation. When this United Nations organization was established in the year 1945, the strength was 51. From 51, today it has reached 193. That is the reason why I am saying the organization is always dynamic. The strength is also dynamic in nature. Either the strength will be increased or the strength will be decreased. Hope you are following all these points. And these are the same points which we are going to use in every international organization. Now let me tell you one more point here. In any organization, when you have so many members, there is a necessity to have a discussion. There is a necessity to have a discussion. That's the reason why the member nations are expected to come together on the name of meeting. It's a very, very common and general word I am using, that is the meeting. Instead of using the word meeting, I can also use the word conference. I can also use the word round. Whatever may be the terminology I am using, the members are coming together and sitting together to discuss certain common issues. Just like the same thing, we are meeting, say for example, this is an organization. We are meeting every day at 9 o'clock. We are discussing certain things, and that will be useful for our success in the examination. Because we have a purpose, we are sitting together and we are discussing so many things. Look at any political party, they will have the periodical meetings. All the members are expected to come together, discuss certain things, so that they will decide how to go about in future to achieve certain things. Similarly, in the international organization also, the countries will come together, sit together very periodically, and they will decide certain things, they will discuss certain things. For that reason, we are using the word that is called the meeting or conference. Now, how frequently these countries will meet? The countries will meet either annually or 2 times in a year or biannually, or some organizations will meet once in 3 years. That's all up to them as they have decided. This is how the organizations at the international level will function. For example, see here, United Nations is an organization. That's the reason why the meetings will take very periodically, at least one time in every year. And all the member countries are expected to go there and attend this. But instead of using the word conference, sometimes we will also come across with the word summit. You might have heard these words so many times. BRICS summit, SAARC summit. So many times we will come across this word summit. What do you mean by this word summit? Summit is nothing but it's a meeting. It is a conference. It is a round. That's it. But whenever we use the word summit here, there is a difference between, little difference between conference and the summit. Whenever I use the word conference here or meeting around, from the member nation, anybody can go and attend that meeting. Anybody, in the sense, anybody from the government. Need not be the Prime Minister of India, need not be the President of India, but either the External Affairs Minister may be going, or the Finance Minister may be going, or sometimes the secretaries will be going, and that is called the conference, meeting, or the round. But listen very carefully. Whenever we use the word summit here, the real executive of the nation will be going and attending. This is one important point with respect to the summit. You might have seen recently there was a BRICS summit. From India, one gentleman went there and he attended the meeting. And you know already who is this gentleman? That's the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi. He went there and he attended the BRICS summit. Because we are using the word summit here, the real executive for India, the gentleman, the Prime Minister, he went there and he attended that particular summit. Similarly, if you look at this, China is also a member in the BRICS. Because it is a summit, the President of China attended the BRICS summit. The President of Russia attended the BRICS summit. The President of South Africa attended the BRICS summit. The President of Brazil was there in the BRICS summit. Meaning, in India, the real executive is the Prime Minister. In other 4 nations, the real executive is the President. That's the reason why the real executives are meeting. Obviously, it will amount to so much of significance for the summits. Because you can take the decisions immediately on the floor, across the table, you can take the decisions and you can come to a conclusion. That is the biggest advantage of having the summits here. Hope you got the difference here. If it is conference, summit, meeting or group, everything is same for me. But whenever I use the word summit, the real executives are going and they are attending the meeting here. Then only it is called the summit. It's a general term here. Now, when it comes to this, any organization, every organization will have certain rules and regulations. Rules and regulations are expected to be followed by the member nations. That is the reason why every organization will have its own set of rules and regulations. And what is expected from the member countries is always present over there. How many times you are going to meet in 1 year? Is it annually or biannually or once in 3 years? Everything will be mentioned in the so-called these rules and regulations. Is that okay? Very, very important. That's the reason why every organization will have the rules and the members are expected to follow the rules here. So these are the basic points with respect to any international organization. Now let me open the document. I'll show you the document. Some points I will show it to you. Later we will move to this United Nations organization. We'll start the discussion today. Hope you are following this. Very, very, very important. And these are the very general questions that are coming from the international institutions. Even for the civil service examination, the more and better you understand the international organizations, international relations will become so easy for you. That is one secret behind your success. Now, let me open the document here. Look at this. Right, look at this. These are the words. Generally, I am using it. Either I am using the word organization, or I am using the word association, or I am using the word group. Whatever may be the word we are using, the meaning is same. That is nothing but group of members are coming together. Member is nothing but a nation, because I am talking to you about the international institutions. Right? Next. And see here, I would like to share one more information with you. Before I go further, let me share some information. You know what is the meaning of the constitution? In India, we have a constitution. For that matter, every country in the world has got its own constitution. And you know what is the meaning of this? Constitution is nothing but a set of rules and regulations that are expected to be followed by the people who are present in the country. If I follow the constitution, I am giving respect to the constitution. If I don't follow the constitution, that is considered to be the violation of the constitution, and anybody who violates the constitution, he is liable for the punishment. We know all the points. Most of you are there with me, Indian polity. During that time, we have discussed all the points here. In the similar manner, whenever a group of countries are coming together, those group of countries will also have the set of rules and regulations. They also have something called the constitution. But in majority of the international organizations, instead of using the word constitution, we use the word charter. Kindly remember here, whenever you are reading any international organization, or whenever you come across with the word charter, that is nothing but set of rules and regulations. And any country which is a member in that particular organization is expected to follow the charter. Very, very important. Hope you are getting it. It's very, very important. That is a point here. Next, that is number one. Number two, if anybody does not follow the constitution, he will be punished. Similarly, any nation, if it is a part of any organization, is expected to follow the charter. Otherwise, the action will be taken against the concerned nation. That is the meaning of the charter. Kindly remember, instead of using the word constitution, I am using the word charter. Now let me share the document with you. Now look at this. Now look at this here. Organization, association, or group. Next. And whenever you have an organization, they are expected to come together, meeting. They will have a meeting. That is called either meeting or conference or the round. Look at the only one that I have highlighted here. But the word summit is important for me. Just now I told you, whenever I use the word summit, the real executives are attending the meeting. Look at this. Next one. What is the meaning of member? In the international organization, if I am using the word member, it is nothing but I am talking about a nation. Examples here. India is a member in United Nations Organization. India is a member in BRICS. India is a member in SAARC. Hope you are following. So this is how the word member will be used. Next, what is the meaning of the strength? Just now I told you, strength is nothing but the number of members who are present in an organization. Just now I told you the strength of UNO is 193. The strength of BRICS is 5, meaning in BRICS I have only 5 countries are the members. The strength of SAARC is 8, meaning 8 countries are the members in the SAARC. Hope you are getting it. You have to remember all the points here. This terminology is important for understanding the international institutions in a better manner. Next, I told you this one. Is the strength static or dynamic? Clear? Now we have already seen the strength is always dynamic in nature. It is not static. Look at this. Just now I told you, United Nations Organization started with the number 51. Now it is increased to 193. BRICS started with 4 members. Now the strength is 5, because originally it was called BRIC, BRIC. Later South Africa became a member and the name has been changed. It became BRICS. Similarly, SAARC, when it was established in the year 1985, the strength was 7, but today the strength of SAARC is 8. Now, hope you are getting it. Next one is the how long a nation can be a member of an association. That all depends on the concerned nation. If you want to withdraw your membership from the organization, any country can withdraw the membership. There is no compulsion here. Or any country may be suspended from the organization. When we come to the later discussions, I'll tell you the examples where the countries have been suspended from the membership. Next, why the members are suspended? First of all, members are suspended if they don't follow the charter. Charter means what? It is nothing but rules and regulations. Now, next one. Whenever you talk about any organization, every organization will have the objectives. Objectives are nothing but the goals, targets, purpose. I can use any word, but the meaning is same. Without target, without goal, without objectives, there is no organization. Take it for granted. Just like that, the members don't come together. Without purpose, I don't use the word organization. Next, if you look at the headquarters here, right, we'll come across with this in future. Whenever I am using the word this headquarters here, where the main office of the organization is present, and I cannot say that every organization will have the headquarters. There are so many examples that so many institutions don't have the headquarters. Just like that, they will have the meetings. For example, G7, of course it was called G8, now it became G7. They don't have any headquarters. Wherever they want to have a meeting, they will have it. Clear? But for example, if you look at the SAARC, SAARC headquarters is present in Kathmandu, that is in the Nepal. Similarly, look at this. Next point I am telling you, official languages. What do you mean by this official languages? Whenever I use the word official language, even in the Constitution of India, we have spoken about the concept of official languages. And in that official language, I told you very clearly, these are the languages that are permitted to be used by the people in the parliament, in the secretariat, in the Supreme Court, High Court, for various purposes of the communication. And during that time, we have understood that there are 22 official languages mentioned in Indian Constitution. That's the reason the members who are present in the Parliament of India, they can use any language, but that should be a part of the Constitution out of this 22. Why the concept of languages are present over there? Simple example, let me tell you within 1 minute. In India, in the Lok Sabha, say for example, I have 545 members, and these 545 members, they have come from the different states. Of course, 543 plus 2, 543 members are elected from different states. We know this one. But in different states, we have the different languages. That's the reason why we cannot expect all the people who are present in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha to speak a common language. Maybe Hindi, maybe English. Some of the people may not be aware of that language. That's the reason why Constitution of India permitted a member to use his mother tongue even in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, provided they should take the advance permission from the chairman. If the speaker or the chairman will give the permission, they can use the language. Of course, translators will be arranged to translate the language to Hindi or English. Otherwise, imagine a situation, a person coming from Tamil Nadu may be using Tamil language. From Kerala, somebody using Malayalam. Or from this Andhra Pradesh and Telangana region, somebody may be speaking in Telugu here. How can we expect the remaining people in the Lok Sabha to understand this? That's the reason why translators will be provided. They will translate this version into English or Hindi so that the remaining people will also understand. And when you look at a single country, when you have 543 members, all are Indians. When we cannot understand the language of each other here, how can we expect the people who are coming from various parts of the world to understand the common language here? Of course, English is considered to be the international language. That's a different concept. But even today also, there are so many countries in the world which cannot speak English. They cannot understand. That is the reason why, if you look at the international organizations, just like within India, we have the 22 official languages here. Every international organization will have its own official languages. The basic purpose is that the members are permitted to use any of the languages during the summits and meetings. Otherwise, how do you communicate with others? That is the basic purpose here. We have the official languages. Look at this, for example, United Nations Organization. They have 6 official languages: Arabic, Chinese, English, Russian, Spanish, and French. 6 official languages are there. Hence, any country can present its documents in any of the languages. Of course, the provisions are there. They have provided all the facilities where these languages will be translated to this script will be translated to other languages of this United Nations, so that the remaining members will also understand. That's the reason why we will also come across with the concept called official languages. So now, whatever I told you, each point, every point is very, very important to understand any international organization. Okay, I'll just show you the document once again. Hope you have followed all the points. Very, very, very important. Yeah. Now let me add one more thing here. This is the charter. We have used it now. This is called the charter, and I told you what is the meaning of the charter here. And every organization will have the charter. Kindly go through these points once again. Number 1 is the organization. Otherwise, I am calling it as an association. Otherwise, I am using the word group. Every organization will go for meeting or conference or round. Otherwise, if it is attended by the real executives, I am using the word summit. And we have understood what is the meaning of a member. Member is nothing but a nation, because I am talking in terms of the international institution, international organization. Okay, see, let me add one more word here. This is the international institution. That's it. Whatever may be the word, we are using it, INSTITUTION. Okay, Now this is the one. Next. So right, so we have understood what is the meaning of the strength. That is the number of members in that organization. Again, we have understood this. Either is it static or dynamic, and we came to a conclusion. Every organization is dynamic in nature. That's the reason why the strength may increase, the strength may decrease. How long a nation can be a member of an association? That all depends. As long as you are following the charter, no issues. Otherwise, the members will be suspended. This is what we have understood. Another thing what we have seen is the every organization will have the objectives, goals, or targets, or the purpose. Without that, it is not called an organization. Next, some of the organizations will have the headquarters, and we know what is the meaning of this. And just now we have understood that there are certain official languages, right? I gave you one example in the UNO. The remaining details of the UNO will start tomorrow, and I'll try to explain you in a very detailed manner regarding this UNO tomorrow. And next one we have already seen. And what is the meaning of the word charter? Charter is nothing but the constitution. Kindly remember all the points here, recollect all the points. This is the introduction with respect to the international institutions. Fine, hope you followed this. And tomorrow when we meet here, directly I'll be starting the United Nations organization. I'll tell you when it has been formed, why it has been formed, how the strength is increasing. Is India a member? If India is a member, what are the contributions that India is making to the United Nations organization? So maybe tomorrow and day after tomorrow, 2 days we will be spending only on this. It's a very big organization, UNO. Within that organization, we have some more subunits. Regarding each and every one, we'll try to understand in a very broader perspective. So this is the biggest one rather. And once this UNO is over, right, so over a period of time, again we'll have a discussion about some of the important institutions where we'll be spending very little time. Because today we have understood certain fundamental points. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we'll finish up the United Nations organization. And whenever I talk to you about BRICS or SAARC or something, anything, it will become easy for you to understand the concepts here. Right? Am I clear? So these are the kind of fundamental points. And of course, today the election results have been announced here. These are all again the mixed results. Good news for all the parties rather. And another important point I'll just add today here. Yesterday it happened. For the first time in the history of India, e-cabinet meeting was conducted. Most of the times you will come across this e-paper, electronic paper, e-seva, electronic seva. Similarly, e-cabinet concept is also there. Now, this is a mechanism to avoid the usage of the papers. Paper may be wasted and unnecessarily it will be causing so much of pollution, dust, and unnecessarily we are piling up the unwanted and unnecessary this information. That's the reason paperless concept has come into picture. For the first time in the history of India, it has been used by Andhra Pradesh government. The Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, since the beginning he is considered to be a person who is following the technology. And again he became the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, and he introduced the concept of e-cabinet where no papers will be used and all the ministers are expected to use the laptops or the tabs and they'll be sharing the information only through that. It's a good mechanism rather here. So hopefully it will be adopted by various other states in future. Right, so that is one concept here, right? Today I'll be stopping here. Tomorrow we'll meet again at 9:30. I'll start the discussion straight away about the United Nations organization. We'll see most of the points tomorrow. And of course it's a very larger one. I don't think it will be finished tomorrow. We'll be extending the same topic even for day after tomorrow. Right, sir? Okay, have a nice time. So thanks very much to be there with me today. Take care. I wish you all the very, very best. Good night.